$3500 for gold. What do you think? Is it coming back? After a meteoric rise, gold tumbled just as fast and now it is struggling to break its all-time high. So what do you think? Is it just a temporary pullback or is it getting ready for the new leg higher? And next, what do you think about the crypto market? Because it's fading its hype. Bitcoin is 25% down from its all-time high in just 2 months. So in today's video, I'm going to uncover the secrets for dollar index, gold, silver, Ethereum and euro dollar. So let's begin our chart analysis with dollar index, and I'm going to move to monthly chart and turn it to a line chart here. Now we know the story. So here we got the leg down. So this is the previous downward leg. We got the corrective leg up and now it has started a long-term downward journey. So based on Fib extension in the downward direction, I'm going to explain the long-term target here, downward target. So here I'm going to connect point A to point B in the downward direction and connecting with point C. Let's change it to red. So the long-term target for US dollar index is going to be 82.21, but it's going to take months or maybe years. And what about the trend line? So I'm going to apply a rising trend line here. I'll connect the lowest point of the chart. And this is the H1 and H2 with bearish divergence. So our breakout structure, our BOS level is here. So I'm going to connect with a rising trend line here. And yes, the rising trend line is done. It is compromised. So after breaking the long-term rising trend, now dollar index is bouncing back just for a temporary corrective bounce, and then it is going to resume its downward leg again. So let's apply our Fib extension, the second Fib extension in the downward direction on the monthly chart. This is the highest point A, point B here, and I'm going to connect with point C in the downward direction. So next extension, bearish extension applied and done, and I'm going to put a vertical line on point C, and we'll move on to the next lower time frame for the next wave down. So starting from the vertical line, I'm going to apply Fib retracement here. So starting from the vertical line, this is the highest point, point A. This is our point B. Now why Fib retracement? Because I do not see trend reversal here. It has created the previous low and the new low is printed here. So it is creating a sequence of lower lows. And I can see a sequence of lower lows on MACD lines and lower low formation on MACD histogram, which means the bounce is a temporary retracement, pullback, and then continuation lower. So I need to check Fib retracement levels from the highest to the lowest on the weekly chart here. So let's apply a retracement from the highest to the lowest. So currently US dollar index is exactly on retracement 23.6. In terms of price level, it is 99.70. So 99.70 is the local resistance here. In case if it continues higher, then I'm expecting it to reach to the magnet zone of 101.22 to 101.58. But I can see that the bullish momentum is now fading on the weekly time frame. I'm going to move to the next lower time frame, that is daily. Now based on the daily chart, I can see that it is under bullish divergence. So here we have lower low formation, and the lower low formation comes with bullish divergence, which means short-term exhaustion in the sellers, and the buyers, they have completed the break of structure in conjunction with higher lows and higher highs. But between the last two highs, I can see a bearish divergence here, which means that buyers are exhausted. It requires some correction, pullback, and then continuation higher. So I need to mark breakout structure level here based on the divergence between the last two high points. So breakout structure level identified, and I'm going to connect a rising trend line here. And yes, the rising trend line, the daily rising trend line, the latest one is now compromised, and I'm switching to 4-hourly frame. Now on the 4-hourly frame, I can see starting from the highest point, a sequence of lower highs in conjunction with lower lows, and the sellers are also losing steam on the 4-hourly frame. So there is a probability of a short-term pullback, retest of the rising trend line, and then continuation lower. So we can apply fib retracement only on the last downward leg here on the 4-hourly frame. Applied, and I'm gonna mark the area of resistance between 78.6 to 85.4. So this is the nearest resistance zone, and the current support zone is here. So in the coming week, I can expect US dollar index to give a temporary push higher, holding above 99.06, and I'm expecting the move higher to find a resistance around 78.6 and 85.4 in terms of price level 99.82 to 99.90, and then continuation lower. Now in case if we see a stronger push higher, and if dollar index manages to break above 85.4, then it will continue and retest the level of 101.22. Otherwise, if it fails to break above 78.8 to 85.6 zone, then a retest and continuation lower. So right now we are in between the local support level at 99.06 and the local resistance level at 99.90. That's it for the coming week. So short-term push up and then continuation lower anticipated. The second instrument is Ethereum. Now everyone is talking about crypto market, Bitcoin is crashing. So let's see what's happening with Ethereum. So Ethereum has developed on a monthly frame a sequence of high and a higher high with no divergence in between. Then we got the corrective leg down, and this is the turning point. So basically this becomes our point C here. So we can start from the lowest as point A, first point B and C here, and the second cycle, second A, second B and second C here. So let's connect fib extension in the bullish direction. So first I'm going to connect the first move up, first wave, done. Let's change it to green. Then I'm going to connect the second wave up, second extension upwards, second A, B and C now connected. And let's apply the vertical line on point C here. So this is the turning point. And now I can see higher high formation with loss of momentum, and the divergence is highly anticipated, but it is not yet done. So we cannot assume that the divergence is formed, but definitely I can see that it is losing momentum here, losing steam here. And I'm going to move down to weekly frame now. Now on the weekly frame, the story is different. Starting from the vertical line, I can see the sequence of higher lows and higher highs. So let's highlight them. This is the first low, higher low, then we can see double bottom here, and I can see high and a higher high formation here. And this higher high formation is aligned on MACD. So we have high and higher high here. So there is no bearish divergence on the weekly frame, which means starting from this low point, that is around 1548 to the highest point around 4800, we need to apply fib retracement. So currently Ethereum is under corrective move down. Applied. I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna highlight the major levels here. So the major resistance falls in between 14.6 to 23.6 for Ethereum. Let's highlight with red color. So 4037 to 4328 is the major resistance zone, and the major support zone falls in between 78.6 to 85.4. In terms of price level, it is around 2254 to 2034. Right now we are exactly in the middle, and we have some more magnet levels in between. So this is our first magnet zone support. Now since we are below this level, it is to be taken as resistance, and this is our second magnet zone, our current price level, and the ultimate support zone falls in between 2034 to 2254. Now I need to switch down to daily chart here. Now on the daily frame, I can see that sellers have taken control because I can see the sequence of lower highs and lower lows, but at the same time I can see that sellers are losing momentum here, because right now we are at a magnet support level and I can see drop in bearish momentum. But yes, bullish divergence is highly anticipated but not yet formed, so we need to be cautious. I'm going to apply my first extension in the downward direction. So this is the highest point on the weekly chart to be taken as point A. I'll connect with point B here and point C here. So this is the first bearish wave in the downward direction. So ABC extension in the downward direction applied. Let's change the color of the extension lines, and currently Ethereum is exactly on the support level, Fib extension 1.618, and I'm expecting a short-term bounce here and then continuation to Fib extension 200. So in terms of price level, I'm expecting Ethereum to move down to 2741 and to complete bullish divergence between the lower lows and resumption of the long-term bullish leg here. So current price is 3161. If you want to hold it for a longer term, then it is a good level to start accumulating. You can start buying at the current price. If it falls to 2741, 2750, you can add one more layer. But if you want to trade for the short term, you need to be patient. It is not yet bullish, but hoping to be bullish very soon. Now I'm switching to 4-hourly frame. Now on the 4-hourly frame, you can see here that based on the price action, I can see lower low formation with a very high probability of bullish divergence being completed at the current magnet support zone. And if it gets completed within a day or two, we need to wait for the break of structure. So let's apply the break of structure level here. So for Ethereum, the break of structure will happen at 3628. So we a 4-hourly bullish closure above 3628 for the validation of bullish structure here. Let's move on to 1-hourly chart. Now on the 1-hourly chart, I can see after a sharp drop, sellers are done, they're exhausted, and I can see some short-term bounce here. I'm expecting a short-term bounce because on the higher time frame, the bullish divergence is not yet done. One more leg down towards 2740, 2750 with a major bullish divergence to be completed, and then we can expect a long-term bullish reversal. Now what about the target for the long term? So I need to move back to daily chart, assuming that our long-term bullish reversal comes around 2740. So I need to apply Fib extension starting from the lowest, connecting with the high and with the assumed point C here. Let's change the color to blue. So the first target would be 4827. The next target would be around 5348 to 5600 zone, but I can see a new magnet, Fib extension magnet in the bullish direction is being formed between 5784 to 6121. So in short, from the current level, we can expect Ethereum to get doubled within the coming months. So this is the long-term plan. Now the next instrument is EURUSD. I need to start from the weekly frame here. I need to zoom out. Now here on the weekly chart, I'm gonna connect the highest point with the break of structure point. So this is lower low formation, and the lower low formation comes with bullish divergence on the weekly frame, and the break of trend line is done here. So I need to apply Fib extension in the bullish direction. I'll start from the lowest point. So this is the first extension in the bullish direction applied. So EURUSD reached exactly extension level of 100% and stalled. And now we can bring our fib retracement, and we can move down to daily chart here. Now if you notice, we have bearish divergence on the top. It's higher high formation with bearish divergence. The breakout structure level is quite deep, which is exactly fib retracement 23% on the fib tool. Not yet done, but I need to apply a rising trend line here. And the rising trend line is compromised. But at the same time, I can see that sellers, they do not have power here, and their selling momentum is fading out. I can see lower low formation with bullish divergence on MACD histogram, but the breakout structure is pending, so we need to apply. So bullish divergence and breakout structure identified, which is not yet done. Alternatively, we can use trend line, so we can start from the highest, and yes, the daily falling trend line is now compromised. We need to move down to 4H, and on the 4-hourly frame I can see that it has started printing higher lows in conjunction with higher highs, and the higher high formation on the price chart 4-hourly frame comes with bearish divergence on MACD histogram, but not on MACD lines, which means there could be some short-term pullback and then resumption higher. So we need to apply fib retracement here. Fib retracement on the last leg up applied, and I can see the strong zone of support falls in between 78.6 to 85.4. In terms of price level, it is 1.1510 to 1.1498, and the resistance zone falls in between 14.6 to 23.6, which was broken, and now this area is being retested as support. So unless euro dollar remains above 1.150 or 1.1510, any drop to be taken as an opportunity to buy, because I can see signs of weakness in dollar index, which is a bullish case for euro dollar. So the plan would be for in the coming week that any retracement towards 1.1510 should be taken as an opportunity to buy. In case if we see a sharp break 4-hourly candle closure below 1.1500, then the bullish scenario would be invalidated, and I will look for deeper retracement. Now what about the target levels? We need to move down to 1-hourly frame. Now on the 1-hourly frame, I'm gonna apply fib extension in the bullish direction. Now it comes with lower low formation and bullish divergence on the 1-hourly chart, and buyers, they have completed the breakout structure. They are printing higher lows and higher highs here, so we can use this price pattern, we can use this price action in the bullish direction. So I'm going to apply extension from the lowest here, point A, B and C identified and connected. We can change the color here. So the first target is achieved, extension of 100%, and the next target falls at 1.618, and the price level is 1.1717. So I'll be accumulating my buy positions from the current level. If it drops further, I'll be adding more unless it breaks below 1.1500. So I'll be aiming for 1.1717 as my first target, and for the second target it would be around 1.1758, or we can round it off to 1.1760. So Euro USD remains buy on the dip. Now the next instrument is silver. I want to start from the monthly frame here. Now monthly frame is ultra bullish. I can see the sequence of higher lows, double bottom here, higher low and higher low formation in conjunction with higher highs, and no signs against, which means the long-term chart for silver remains extremely bullish. And we can apply our first extension here. I can start from the second low, as it is equal low double bottom scenario. So I'll start from the second low, I'll connect with the first high, point B, and point C here, and I will bring my vertical line on point C. So monthly bullish wave identified and extension applied. So the Fib extension of 200 is broken, and the next target is 2.618. In terms of price level, it is 55.27. I'll be moving to weekly frame now. Now on the weekly frame, I can see starting from the vertical line, it is still creating a sequence of higher highs and higher lows. So this is the lowest point, higher low, higher low, higher low, and higher low in conjunction with higher highs, and I do not see any signs against. So higher high formation and higher high formation. So I'll pick Fib retracement here from the previous low point, Fib retracement, and I'll connect with the highest point here. So silver has a very strong magnet support at 46.46. So unless silver holds above 46.46, or we can round it off to 46.50, the plan is to buy the dips based on weekly frame. Let's move down to the next lower time frame, that is daily. Now on the daily frame, I'm going to zoom in, and I can see that buyers, they have come back at this level of support 46.50, and I can see a higher high formation inside, and I need to apply Fib retracement here. I'll select the support level, magnet support. I'll connect with the recent high, and I'll switch to 4-hourly frame. Now only on the 4-hourly frame I can see that it is under temporary pullback. The rising trend line on the 4-hourly frame is intact, and the price pattern is creating a sequence of higher highs, so no signs against. So this drop, the current drop, is an opportunity to buy here. Now the nearest resistance level is at 51.80, followed by 52.37. So let's highlight, this is the zone between 14.6 to 23.6, and we can move to 1-hourly frame. Now on the 1-hourly frame, I can see higher highs with divergence. Sellers have entered into the market only on the lower time frame, and they have printed lower highs and lower lows here, and it is anticipated that after a pullback towards this resistance zone, sellers will push it further down, and a drop towards 49 or 48 to be taken as an opportunity to buy and hold it for the target of 55. So the long-term bullish pattern is intact. Only on the lower time frame, that is 15 minutes, 1-hourly, I can see that sellers have entered into the market. So this correction is an opportunity to buy here. And what about the long-term target here? So I need to move back to weekly chart here, and on the weekly chart, I'm gonna apply next extension in the bullish direction. Starting from the vertical line, I'm gonna pick the next wave up, and next extension applied. Let's change the color here. So I can see a very strong magnet formed at 55. Already spoken about 55, and above 55 the next level is 60.75 to $61 mark. So short-term target is 55, and the next target is 60.75 to $61 mark. Now only in case if we see a break below 47.75. Now this is the 78 to 85.6 level of the current leg up. Now only if I see a break below this level 47.75, then the short-term bullish plan would be invalidated. Otherwise, I'm expecting buyers to take the control very soon. And finally, let's move to gold. Now same story on the monthly frame, no signs against. I can see higher high sequence, no divergence, nothing. I'll move down to weekly here. On the weekly frame, I'm gonna apply retracement on the last leg up. So the last leg up started here. This is the low, or we can take this as our lowest point. and I'm going to connect Fib retracement. Now moving to candles, I can see that retracement happened of 38.2%. In terms of price level, 38.77 is the support now, and 23.6 is at 4,022, and 14.6 level is 4,111. That's it. I need to change it back to line chart and move down to daily chart. Now on the daily chart, I'm going to apply Fib retracement from the highest to the recent low. So I can see here a magnet is formed, a resistance magnet is formed between 42.65 to 42.94, and the support zone is in between 3987 to 4026. Now unless gold breaks above 42.94 or 42.65 convincingly, I do not expect continuation higher. So a break above 42.94 or in terms of round number, we can say $4,300 mark is required for the continuation higher. And unless gold closes a daily candle below 3987, I do not see sellers taking over the control. So currently gold remains range bound, and the active range is in between 3987 to 4294. I need to switch to 4-hourly chart. Now on the 4-hourly chart, I could see here lower low formation with bullish divergence on histogram, and the breakup structure is done. So I'm assuming that buyers have re-entered into the market, and this is our rising trend line. On the 4-hourly chart, let's apply, let's mark it. So rising trend line applied, and I'm gonna apply Fib retracement on the last up leg on the 4-hourly chart. Retracement applied. So for the short-term plan, I can see a major resistance falls in between 41.57 to 41.84. The bigger resistance falls at 4,300, but the nearest local resistance falls in between 41.57 to 41.84, and the support falls in between 39.94 to 39.73. So I won't be surprised if in the coming week sellers they push gold towards lower, towards 39.94, or maybe towards a deeper level of 39.73, but I'm anticipating at 39.73 buyers will quickly move back, move into the market and take the control, and the next leg up will resume. And for a major change in the direction, basically continuation higher, we need the first break of resistance, that is at 41.84, followed by 4,300 mark. Otherwise we can buy the dips and we can take some quick profits within the range of 39.73 to 41.92. Moving to the 1-hourly frame. On the 1-hourly frame, I can see that sellers are in control. I can see here higher high formation with divergence on the histogram. The structure was broken, B was done, and it is printing a sequence of lower lows. And this is the first major move down. Now I'm anticipating some corrective move up towards 41.50, 41.75 in the coming week. One more push lower towards 4025, maybe a deeper level of 3975, a major bullish divergence to be completed, and then continuation higher. So only in the short run we can expect some drop towards 39.75, but the long-term bullish structure is intact, it's valid. So this is the plan for gold for the coming week. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, stay sharp and trade smart. I'll see you next week.